Hey guys, welcome back to Resistance Chicks. We're your hosts, Leah and Michelle. It is election night. We don't need to tell you that. We are here for our part 2 update of the evening. Thank you for being patient. We didn't want to come to you until we had some more solid stuff. We still don't have a whole lot, but we do have some. We've got some stuff that we're going to bring you.
So
you're going to want to know.
Florida is in the bag. It's in the numerically impossible.
Right.
And it's really confusing why Fox News is still saying why it's too close to call, and I'm going to tell you why. We told you this in our last stream. Fox News, they are using a pollster who gave money to the Democrats and voted for Hillary Clinton. Mm-hmm. So he is actually using his numbers strategically to try to influence the vote out west. Because if you can't...
Unbelievable, because the polls haven't closed yet. The polls have 23 minutes left.
As you know, it's exciting to go and vote when you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But if you feel like your candidate might be losing or something might be happening, or even if you feel like your candidate is winning,
exactly,
you might not get to the polls. And we need Donald Trump's people in California to get to the polls because there are House seats that are needed.
Exactly.
And that are desperately needed in California. There were many that flipped. Because
I'm sharing this on Facebook.
Because Republicans didn't get out to vote.
Right.
And so they're trying to suppress the Republican vote, but I don't think it's going to work. This is Marco Rubio. He said just 45 minutes ago, Trump is up in Florida by 3.5 points. Nearly 381,000 votes with 91% reporting and only 50,000 votes left to count. Numerically impossible for Biden to take over. Only we're literally looking at, does Trump win by 380 or does he win by like 360?
360.
360 or 380,000.
Oh my goodness.
Do you understand these numbers? To deny Trump an early swing state win until Arizona and Nevada close, and that's what they're trying to do.
Election interference.
So then, that's Marco Rubio from Florida, and then Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, tweets out, Donald Trump is up in Florida by almost 400,000 votes, with more than 90% of the precincts reporting. Why haven't the networks called the race? It's a done deal. And the refusal to recognize the obvious speaks volumes about the lack of objectivity of these outlets.
It's not objectivity.
So when we were with you before, guys, I didn't realize that they had called Virginia. You guys said, what are they doing in Virginia? I thought it was a fake call. Trump is up over, it was 211,000 votes. Now, there are Democrat counties that still need to be counted. Mm-hmm. Okay? But... that's a large margin.
It's huge
to overtake, and to think that,
and to have them already call Virginia when it's nice edge.
But there's only 50,000 left in Florida. So also, I know a lot of people were worried about where Ohio is going. Ohio looks to be won by Trump by at least 3 or 3.5 points.
Go Ohio! Do I have food in my mouth? We ate dinner in between. Wait, I'll look in the camera.
In between your 2 teeth. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, that's just your teeth, I think. Let me see.
What is it? Right here?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was a little something. Okay, we're good. So,
no, I think I still lay there.
Here is your favorite Reverend Al Franken trying to blame the vote on Florida on the Cubans, but it can't because it was all over Cuba.
That sounds racist.
Yeah, but listen to what he says about the Cubans.
No.
Where you have, like in Miami-Dade, I think it was Joy pointed out a large Cuban influence in terms of Cuban voters who look more to the propaganda that we're dealing with socialism and all, that offset a large black turnout. So Georgia and North Carolina, I think a lot of the investment, Barack Obama going to Metro Atlanta, I think we could see something in terms of the presidential level. I think in both cases, though.
I want to hear.
He just said they were buying into propaganda. No, you don't get to say that. Because out of anybody that doesn't get propaganda about socialism, they lived it,
right,
brother. You did not.
We may be looking at runner. Yeah, we haven't.
So we have no idea where Trump is on a lot of these things, or Biden, and they're calling things before people are in. In New Hampshire, they called New Hampshire for Biden with 16% in, and it was neck and neck. So whatever. All right. So I got some good news for you. Ready? South Carolina
South Carolina.
In the bag for Donald Trump. There were a couple races where I believe in North Carolina with Tim Tellis, then against Lindsey Graham and Amy McGrath, and then
and Lindsey Graham
and Tim Tillis, and they threw like over $100 million at these Senate races to try to flip them. They lost. Lindsey Graham has held on to his seat.
He was so worried. He was, because the Democrats had raised an ungodly amount of money to unseat him.
Right.
And they couldn't do it.
So South Carolina's going to Trump. Lindsey Graham keeps his seat. Now, in Michigan, Trump has an outstanding performance in Michigan. He has, and Macomb is a bellwether county. It's one of those counties that people look to see how the election's going to go. He is just running out the clock there in this county here, Macomb County. Now, Ronnie Jackson, Donald Trump's former doctor, has won his seat in Texas. So great Patriots, headed to Congress, and he's going to be just an awesome Patriot there. Let's see, and this is what I'm going to go to. 2 House seats in Miami-Dade have flipped. So
yeah, they have. Yes, they have.
Yeah.
2 House seats.
2 House seats. So
that's 3 we've gained.
Maria Elvira Salazar for Congress,
that
District 27. She has come out. The truth comes out that she beat Donna Salazar. Something about
she beat this lady?
Yeah.
I'm a pragmatic socialist. I'm a pragmatic socialist. I'm a pragmatic socialist.
She says, she put out this ad. I'm not a Democrat socialist. I'm a pragmatic socialist. And she really won over the voters of people who are from Cuba who don't want socialism. Florida College Republicans out there for her. Awesome. And she is going to take on AOC like you have never imagined. It's going to be fantastic. So then we have Maria Elvira Salazar defeats incumbent Donna Shalala. That's a real name in District 27.
Okay.
Like you very much.
Kelly, just for you, I will. She wants to know if I'll be switching out my hat to the white USA one before the end of the night. I will do that. We'll probably be going live at least one more time tonight, late. But we'll be with you here on this stream for a little bit longer, bringing you the latest stuff.
I thought I had up the other flip.
Laura Loomer did not win her congressional race, which I'm really, really disappointed about.
Yeah.
But God knows, I really, really was rooting for Laura Loomer.
I think it's 26. All right, District 26, Marcrusel Powell's seat. She lost by 12,000 votes.
So these are the ones you were just referring to.
Yeah, this is outgoing Miami-Dade mayor and Republican Carlos Giménez defeats incumbent Democrat Congresswoman. So let's listen to what he has to say here.
The next congressman for the state of Florida, Carlos Giménez.
Carlos Giménez. He's our next congressperson.
Not ours.
Well, he's the next congressman.
Yeah.
Giménez. He was mayor of Miami-Dade. So
that's not very, far of a stretch then. Yeah. People are already used to voting for him. So, yeah, that's awesome.
Let's see. Then Republican Michelle Salzman won Florida District House 1 seat by securing 26,000 votes over Francine Mathis. Salzman defeated Mike Hill in August primary.
So this is the other Hispanic lady or Cuban lady or whatever?
This looks like a third one.
No, we did not get a third seat in Florida.
No,
we had better. Oh my gosh.
This would be breaking news.
Breaking! You heard it here on Resistance Chicks.
Let's see. She is defeating Democrat nominee Francis Mathis. Salzman, who beat out fellow Republican and incumbent Mike Hill in August, so won the seat by securing.
She just retained her seat.
Retained her Republican seat, but she beat out an incumbent. So
wait, no, it said that she wasn't. So she beat out a Republican incumbent
in a primary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Jesus says, hope Trump's win is big. This is nerve-wracking. So many groups in countries, rallies, parades, prayers, support for Trump, for Biden, nothing. LOL.
That's absolutely true. No, who has prayer circles for Biden?
That's, we talked about this the other day. You don't really see the witches
putting hexes
on Biden, any witches. So that should speak volumes. We've got Michael Toy, who we met at the the Red Pill Expo in 2017 on my watch party on Facebook. So hello to you there. I'm glad they're here. He says, this is a cool watch party. Yes, it is.
So
all day long.
Kim Strassel from the Wall Street Journal says, after Florida started to come in, liberal analysis immediately said it was an outlier, given the Cuban vote. But if you look at the New York Times needles right now, Trump is currently projected to have a bigger win in Georgia than in 2016, and has a 66%
chance of winning North Carolina.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You guys here, I know y'all are nervous, okay? I'm not nervous about Trump winning.
Trump wins Utah.
I just every man and all his wives voted for Trump. Sorry, I couldn't help that one. I'm not nervous about Trump winning. Boy's gonna win. Like, we're getting 4 more years. That is not an issue. I just want to win bigly. So, I want to win so bigly that these people run away with their tails between their legs and never try again. Okay?
So Bucks County in Pennsylvania. We're watching these counties. Trump is running 48-51 in Bucks County. This is a county he lost by 1 point to Hillary Rodham Clinton. We're looking at a 2,000 vote spread here. Actually, 1,500 vote spread. Lots can change there,
but not all the numbers are in yet.
Trump is actually carrying the state of Maine right now, which would put Susan Collins over the edge.
Yeah,
he's up 50-48 with about 25% of the vote counted. So that's still got a lot to come in. Yep. Biden is in bad shape in Wisconsin. People forget about 60% of the vote in Wisconsin comes from rural areas. The rurals in Wisconsin and throughout the country are making a statement tonight. They want 4 more years.
What if you didn't see our first stream, our first updates? We're looking at lines at rural polling stations.
And here's the thing: the rural people are tired of being looked down upon.
Yeah,
they know they're not racist. They know they're not homophobes. They know they're not bigots. They know they're not all the things that they call Trump supporters. And it made other people who maybe were on the line say, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to vote for Donald Trump. And like you said before, when you're in that voting booth, nobody's there to watch you. Nobody's there to shame you. You know, CNN isn't behind your back filming you.
Ooh, tell them about the husbands.
And I have heard that, with Trump lost a lot of the white suburban people. I have talked to them. I know that most white suburban women who don't do resistance chicks, they don't like Trump. They don't like his tweets. They don't like this and that because they listen to
the mainstream media.
Yeah. Now, some still are going to vote for Trump, but he did lose.
The Bible often refers to them as silly women.
Yeah, that's why women aren't supposed to lead churches, except for good ones.
The silly women.
A few Deborahs here and there, but most of them are just led around by the mainstream media. Or I would say half. Because the other half are voting for Donald Trump, baby.
That's right.
They're
waking
ones.
up. The real women.
But if you got that absentee vote and you're working from home, she's looking over your shoulder. But if you're going in that vote, the husbands, I have heard that husbands are not telling their wives that they're
I'm not telling my wife I'm voting for Trump.
So here's something for y'all. Remember
as a man, you got to vote for someone that you can respect, whether they are a female or a male. But you can't respect. A man cannot respect Biden and cannot respect Kamala Harris.
No, they can't. Every man who votes for Kamala or Biden is a beta male. We talked about this. Women are attracted to alpha males, and women attracted to alpha males, strong males, vote for Donald Trump.
Yes.
And so I could literally break it down, and I can pick the men who are voting for Trump as strong masculine males, and the men who are voting for Biden as emasculated males.
Yeah,
it's sad. Like, I know them personally, and you can take that, and you can know that I'm calling you that.
We don't have very many.
And the women are more masculine in that they want to demasculate or emasculate men.
They want to bring them around like a leash.
Who, if you see women who don't like Trump and don't get Trump, then they're actually like subjugating men and want these beta weak men that they can control and stuff like that. They're the feminist.
Like that episode
feminists
of Star Trek where there was all those women leaders. And, all right, on Periscope, we've got Tom says, if God be for us, who can be against us? Romans, Mitch McConnell won 2, and the media is depressed. Trump is winning. You said it, Tom.
All right, so stunning. Biden is running 18 points behind in his hometown county of Lackawanna, Pennsylvania. This is a county that Hillary Rodham Clinton won by 3 points.
Oh, down by 18, Joe? 18%
in his own hometown.
In your own hometown, not his own hometown, his own home county.
Yeah.
All right, because we got Scranton as his hometown,
but his town is in the county.
Trump went to, which was so great. Was it just yesterday?
But that's the blue collar workers.
You can't. These Democrats that in the UK we would call them like what, the Lib Dems, you know. These are like they get up every day and they pack a lunch and they do a physical job that's hard.
So they
vote for Trump.
I don't know if it's 2 or 2. I'm guessing it's 2%, not 2 or 2 votes. Trump is crushing it in blue collar county, Erie, Pennsylvania. This is a county he just barely won by 2, I guess probably 2%, in 2016, but he's up 58 to 39. Those rallies.
If we rounded those up, though, it would be 59 to 40.
Okay, let's do that. 59 to 40. Let's do 60 to 40.
Why not?
Why not? 60-40.
60-40.
Sounds better, doesn't it?
Yes,
Makes more sense.
It does.
But those rallies in Pennsylvania. See, the Trump team knew where to put it. Florida and Pennsylvania.
Not only
and
that,
everybody has said
the Trump team was so meticulous
Yeah.
that they would go to the exact counties where they needed bolstering from last time. Where were our weakest links? That's where we're going to take our rallies.
Biden is running about 6 points behind Hillary Clinton in Milwaukee County. That is devastating if it holds. I guess that's Wisconsin.
Patriot Gallery, amen. You should see the signs. They are everywhere. A lot of President Trump parades around the bypass.
So Nate Cohn, he is writing for the New York Times. He says, an ominous sign for Biden in Pennsylvania. Trump running ahead of his 2016 performance in Trumbull County, Warren near Youngstown, and on the West PA border. So we have Eastern PA record numbers for Trump, and Western PA record numbers for Trump, but you're not seeing record numbers for Biden.
I know.
Because nobody got up today and said, I want to vote for Biden.
I really want to vote for Biden.
People got up today and said, I don't want Trump to win.
Yes.
But people wanted Hillary to win.
Yes.
Lots of people wanted her to win.
And we were talking about those emasculated men. But those ones that wouldn't, that this time are hiding from their wives that they voted for Trump. Last time they may have voted for Hillary only because they wanted to be able to say as a man, I voted for the first female president.
It's way easier to go on the offense, right?
Right.
And it's like the American Revolution. If you're defending your own hometown versus going in and invading somebody else's town,
that's what we're talking about. That is what we're talking about.
Your heart is in it. So for us, our heart was in it.
Right.
Right? They're just trying to destroy something. We're trying to build something up.
Yeah.
And your heart isn't in destroying something.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I just want to go out there and some people voted against Obama and they didn't like Mitt Romney and they didn't like John McCain. But they're like, I really don't like Obama. But that vote is never enough.
It's not.
It's never enough to not like a candidate.
Right,
they decided to put forward a candidate that nobody wanted to vote for. He's bumbling. He's stumbling. Nobody can give a defense of Joe Biden.
Not only that, though. Joe Biden is literally like rice cake. You don't crave. You don't think, I'm going to get up and go get me he's a rice cake without any of the seasoning on it. I'm going to go get me a rice cake, okay? But people will, if they have to, they will vote for the rice cake. But when the rice cake comes with a side of sardines that you got to eat on top of it, which is Kamala Harris, you're not voting for the rice cake with the sardines on top.
And the
worst thing they could have done was put the rotten sardine as his vice president pick, because they all know that the rotten sardine is actually going to be president, and people cannot stand that woman. They could have picked any other Democrat candidate.
Keisha Bottoms,
and it would have been
the Atlanta
better.
mayor of Atlanta. She could have put Biden over.
Oh my gosh, people would have been excited to vote for someone like that. Okay, Kamala Harris is condescending to literally everyone she comes in contact with. She just speaks.
Here's the thing.
Condescending.
Her mom is from India. Her dad is half black, half white, and Jamaican. But he actually has slave ancestors. So there's not a real connection there with black people.
Oh, yeah.
They don't like her. They don't see her. And she's not an African American.
Right.
Okay? She's actually
and
more
she grew up in
Indian,
Canada.
Jamaican.
She spent a lot of time in Canada.
So I think the Wizard has called Ohio, but other people aren't calling Ohio.
I'm calling Ohio. I live
President Trump
here.
is blowing it out in Racine County, Wisconsin. Trump won Racine by 3%, and it looks like he's up 57-40.
Okay, I love it. 57.8. 50. That we can round that up to 58.
I told you the bellwether Erie, PA flip. That was a flip to Donald Trump.
That's awesome.
That's a major flip. That's a huge flip.
Go Chief says that there is a large crowd gathering at the White House.
Yeah.
Swede Speak says Harris bragged about using inmates as cheap labor for California. When it comes to these counties, maybe, and I think a lot of you are really well versed, but maybe you're not, and please don't count this as condescension, if that's the right way to say it. Maybe we could just break down exactly how our electoral college works and how each of these counties work, because when you go into the booth and you cast your vote and you kind of think to yourself, I want to be one of many, and you think that your many is like everyone, okay? Like the popular vote, which I don't see anything wrong with a popular vote, just to be able to look at and kind of see and gauge, which Trump is winning right now, but not all the votes are in. But maybe we could just break down like why it's kind of a county, like you have to win a county.
Well, it's not exactly that you have to win a county. What it is it's a way for us to gauge what's happening in the rest of the state. So, for example, here we have these breakdowns. These counties are going to represent precincts. And the precincts are going to individually give you their results. Okay. So the reason we go by the counties is it's because it's a totality. Here's my results.
Yeah.
Here's my results.
Okay.
But then the whole state gets conglomerated together for the electoral votes. So the reason they break it down by county is because it's easier to say if this county went this way, it might go this way. But then when you see a whole switch, then you begin to see something different happening. So it's a way of minutely gauging that we can. It's be easier just to say, okay, Trump won Pennsylvania. But people like us want to know what's going on. Now, if you're in the age of newspaper, you're just going to figure out who won the next day. Okay, so
Right.
you're not going to write letters that this county is coming in, this county is coming in. It's only in the event of television that this is able to even be a thing. But we're going to look at the presidential electoral map. This is not for real yet.
This was a projection.
This is a projection.
Prediction,
but we're looking at, California. The reason the Democrats automatically always get. Now, Ronald Reagan was from California. It was a Republican state, and then it turned Democrat. So California kind of gives the Democrats this huge lead every time, 55, right? And so you need to have
you know why? Because they need a handicap. It's like golf.
It is. It's like a handicap. So when you look at these maps. You do have here something. You have something. It's called the coastal elites telling the rest of the country what to do, how they're going to do gun laws, how they're going to do healthcare, how they're going to do everything else.
Right.
And the electoral college is why the popular vote doesn't work. Otherwise, you're going to have these two states, New York and California, telling the rest of us how we're going to live. And we are, and this is educational experience. We're a constitutional republic. When we signed our Declaration of Independence, we had signers from the 13 original colonies. And they had to decide on this, and they had to send their representatives, okay? Because when you have a giant federal government, this power, you lose you and me, okay?
Yeah. And
what
this
it
is what we
makes
kind of see worldwide
here's the thing.
in other countries.
So all like any leader would need to do is go say, well, Californians, what do you want? New York, what do you want? And it wouldn't matter what anybody else wanted or needed.
It makes your vote count less. Mm-hmm. Even if you live, because if you're a Republican in New York and California, it really makes your vote count less.
Right.
Right? So as somebody from Ohio, I want my vote to actually count for something.
Right.
And it doesn't work that way if we just go by lumping everybody into a big sum.
Yeah. And these are very fair numbers. California, you get 55. You get 55. New York, you get 29. Ohio only gets 18. New York, you get 29. Okay? Texas gets 38. California, you should not be complaining. You already start out with 55. Okay? Every other place actually has to be earned.
Right.
California, New York is already in the bag for you, and it's not fair. Right? So everything
Look how
else
giant
has
Kansas
to be earned.
is, and they only get 6.
Right.
So Ohio is really, really huge.
Right. So, we're supposed to be made up of little states. Now let's just go and see if there's anything else exciting.
As Patriot Gallery likes to say, little countries.
Yeah, little countries is what I meant to say. States, but little countries. 6 minutes ago, breaking one of the Minnesota Iron Range counties, Lake, has flipped to President Trump. If Trump is going to win Minnesota, he needs to flip the Iron Range. Polling by the People's Pundit predicted this would actually occur. So we're looking at small numbers here.
Change the lighting so they can see it.
We're looking at small numbers here. Okay, so everybody in Minnesota better have voted. We're looking at 1580 to 1513.
I'm actually just going to bring that up so that they can see it.
So it's those are really tight numbers there for Donald Trump. Really tight numbers. I'm going to bring it up
on mine here. Go to Twitter. Go ahead, keep talking.
Well, you'll have to go out to the...
I'm going to go to the wizard. Oh,
I'll just retweet it.
Did you retweet it?
Biden takes the lead in Maine again. Okay? So we're
going back and forth and back and forth.
Trump now trailing in Maricopa County, Arizona. Because of the massive rural vote, Trump could narrowly lose Maricopa and still win the state, but a win in Maricopa makes it much easier. Regardless, still plenty of votes left. And so we're looking at Arizona there. Trump is running up the margins in Berks County, Pennsylvania. This is a county he won by 10 points. So he's running up the margins, meaning this is now with, it looks about 65, it says 60 to 72 votes in, percent in. Look, Trump is up 66 to 32. He won by 10, so he's running up the vote there.
That's
awesome. Those would and we don't see any in Pennsylvania so far. We've seen it. We've seen a couple counties in Ohio where Trump has trailed or it has flipped to Biden.
Yeah,
2 though, only 2.
Wow,
one or two. They're little suburbs of suburbs of Columbus. Those little suburban white women. But here's the thing: if this has been my joke for a while, right? If Cubans and black people end up pushing, and Hispanics and black people end up pushing Donald Trump over the finish line, while suburban white women are calling Donald Trump a racist white supremacist, that would be poetic justice.
I know.
And that's what I want to see happen.
Yes.
And I want to go up to every suburban white woman, and I want to say this. Thank the Cubans, you have Trump for your president. Thank the blacks. thank the black vote. Thank the Cubans. The Hispanics wanted Donald Trump. They did not want Joe Biden. And by the way, the Tweet Wizard has had a graphic that the Chinese yuan has been tanking.
Oh wow!
Because we want Joe. Tell them we want Joe.
We want Joe.
Tell them why we're even dealing with Joe.
We're dealing with Joe because we like Joe. We've already been dealing with Joe, so we picked Joe.
So remember, the Democrats. You said this on our show on Friday. The Democrats didn't want Joe. No one wanted Joe.
But the Chinese wanted Joe.
We watched the debates, and everybody was looking at Joe and laughing at him. The record player, go, you know the thing, get your kids to learn the words. Listen, turn on the television.
Poor kids are just as smart as white kids.
And everybody was laughing at Joe.
Yep.
And so, but how did it end up to be Joe, Michelle?
It ended up being Joe because they already had dealings with him. The Chinese control everything. Okay, they really, really do. I know we talk about George Soros, and we talk about it's a competition of the world powers. All right, we've got over here, we've got George Soros, and then even above him, the bigger names that you don't even know about, beyond the Bilderbergs and things like that, and Davos and all that. And then over here we have the Chinese. Well, right now, because the Chinese have made a push for America, they have bought out America. They have bought out our media. They have bought out a lot of big name things. They bought out Hollywood. They're buying actually, oil, fields and just so many different things. They own a lot of America, but they have a lot of sway and they control what happens. And because they have people by the chain, because of the money and the blackmailing and things like that. So they were already dealing with Hunter Biden. They were already dealing with Joe Biden. They don't want anyone else. And when the Chinese set their mind at something and they want Joe Biden, they don't change their mind. The way I worded it was they sit down and the DNC says, pick from any one of these candidates, but not Joe. And they all go, wiping out all the other candidates. We want Joe. We've already been dealing with Joe. So that's how we got Joe. Thank God for the Chinese.
All right, so we're looking at a potential flip here in Oklahoma. Oklahoma's District 5. It's the suburb of Oklahoma City.
Nice.
Right outside of Norman, where I used to lift weights. If you didn't know this, I was training to be an Olympic weightlifter.
Whoop, whoop.
Outside of Norman, Oklahoma. So I wanted to look this up to see where Norman, Oklahoma was, and it looks like Stephanie Bice, Republican, has currently overtaken incumbent Kendra Horn, a Democrat in Oklahoma's 5th congressional district. So Oklahoma, we are seeing the rural parts of this district come in with their votes. I guess it looked like Kendra Horn was winning those the suburb districts are in. Now we're looking at the rural ones, and it looks like she's going to run it to the end zone.
I love it.
With another flip.
So that puts us at 4 or 5 flips for congressional seats.
We're looking at 4 flips so far.
4 flips so far. All right, let me get to a couple of comments here. There were some good ones in here, and I'm sorry if I missed yours. And
wait, let me explain though on the election day voting here. So on the absentee ballot, this is kind of a bellwether to explain what's happening around the country. The Kendra had 55,000 absentee. The Republican had 30 absentee. Early voting, the Republican had 9. And Kendra had 10,000. So it looks like early voting was the same. Absentee was highly favoring the Dems. But when it came to election time, in person, the Republicans overwhelmingly voted in person.
Oh my gosh, it's so great! All right, on Facebook, I've got Maribel says, "Girls, I just heard that a water pipe broke in Georgia, and they won't be able to count the votes." I think Trump. It doesn't matter. They're going to know that it's Trump. 412 says it's going to come down to PA. Mississippi goes for Trump, says Jim West. A Swede Speak says Fox News are calling Florida for Trump.
Finally!
Yes. Jim says they can still count PA ballots for up to 3 days after, but if the amount of ballots that are out, okay, so they canceled.
Finally.
Hang on. Where did they cancel they were going to stop counting? Pennsylvania. They went home. They packed it in. They're not going to finish till tomorrow because they want to be able to find, more votes and stuff. A Swede Speak says if Trump wins, it's going to be epic. We are here. Watcher says Texas is staying red. Matt Spurs says, "Woo! Trump won."
Okay, here's the thing.
Jim West says Trump took nearly 300,000 ahead in Michigan.
Stop listening to me. Fox finally called Florida just in time for the 2024 election. They even used the word he won it convincingly.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The red wave is real. I certainly hope that Wisconsin helps Trump. I feel good about Wisconsin. Jim West says Ohio is done. Dale says they bought the NBA. You're talking about China there. Let's see. Oh, that just skipped ahead of me. Sorry, guys. All right. I think that's probably good.
Meanwhile, Ohio, where Trump leads by 8 points and 400,000 votes with 90% reporting, it's still undecided. Trump is leading Ohio. The projections were he would win by 3. He's up by 8 this is the same. Here's the thing. He was up by 3 points. Here's the thing. He was up in Florida by 3.5 points.
Yeah.
With 400,000 extra votes. Okay, with 90% reporting.
Okay.
Now he's up 8 points in Ohio with 400,000 votes with 90% reporting.
Woo!
So Trump has Georgia.
Trump has Georgia.
Florida.
Georgia's got Florida.
Okay, let's go over these numbers real quick,
Florida.
and then we'll check things out. Then
Trump is gonna get Ohio too.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna say Texas.
Now this isn't a real map yet.
No, we're gonna say Texas
is not a real map.
Right. So we're looking at Oklahoma's Trump, Mississippi's Trump. They're calling Georgia for Trump, Florida for Trump, Tennessee for Trump, South Carolina for Trump, Kentucky for Trump, Indiana for Trump, Ohio for Trump, West Virginia for Trump. There's a couple little votes we're looking at. Iowa, he was down in the polls, and then here's the thing: if Trump was, and then he was leading, like now he's leading in Iowa's polls before the election by like 4 or 5 points, which actually means he's leading like by 10. Mm-hmm. Okay, so.
It says you can use the buttons yourself to change the map. So why don't you do that for the people?
Okay. So let's say...
Can we clear it like...
Can we clear it? No, you can't clear it. I don't think.
Okay.
I don't think you clear it.
Fix North Dakota there. Or whatever state that is.
We want to...
Oh, okay. There you go.
All right. So let's say Nevada goes blue. Let's say... who else are they thinking they could go blue? Let's say Pennsylvania goes blue.
It's not blue yet. There you go. Looks
like, these are still empty. Okay. So we're going to put Trump in the win column here.
At Florida.
We're going to put Trump. So here's the thing. He needs to win like Arizona, Wisconsin, Michigan, to pull this out, and or North Carolina. So he's at basically
as the map stands right now.
He's probably at 230.
This would put him at no. Is that what it is?
Yeah, the map stands right now, it would be dead heat. Okay.
No. Right, because of the pink and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
So then Trump needs to win.
He could
all
win
the pink states.
So he would need to win North Carolina.
I think he's going to win North Carolina.
Let's say he pulls out Michigan.
I think he's going to pull out Michigan.
And then he could win Wisconsin.
He took Wisconsin last time.
And he could still lose Pennsylvania, Arizona, North Dakota, and Minnesota. Now, does anybody know where North Dakota we're going to put in red? We're just to say that's red.
That puts him at 274.
Yeah. But let's say Michigan's looking way towards Trump.
It is.
And Wisconsin's looking way towar's Trump. I think
Minnesota is literally still up in the air.
Yeah.
So you have to leave that pink.
I think Trump's definitely, but here's the thing.
It might take us
This is what you need to know.
It might take us a couple days.
This is what you need to know. If this is the way the map ends tonight, because Pennsylvania hasn't finished their ballots.
That's not what the gray means, but that's okay.
Then, well, it's not anybody's column. I think that's what the gray means.
No, because it's on that side.
Okay. If maybe that's a libertarian.
It's a toss-up. Gray means a toss-up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Trump doesn't need Pennsylvania if he gets Michigan and Wisconsin. Now, let's say the Democrats get Michigan. But let's say Trump gets Arizona. He could get New Hampshire, and that would put him over. Mm-hmm. New Hampshire he could get Maine as weird, because Maine and New Hampshire each have...
You just made it blue.
Okay, well, Maine could go either way. Maine
puts us at 277.
Maine and New Hampshire have two. They have 4 that get done by district. Mm-hmm. So you could grab one in Maine. I don't know how you break it down. Can I have just one from Maine, please? Oh, that's actually. Oh, that's Nebraska that does that. I thought it was New Hampshire. Okay. So Nebraska has 5 that get split up.
That's interesting.
But we're going to say Nebraska is solidly red. I think that's probably... Or we could give one to the Dems. I doubt it. Let's say Maine goes 2 for Trump, and 2 for Biden. Trump's still there.
Yeah.
If we take out New Hampshire, he's still there.
Wow.
So just 2 votes here if Trump wins, but we don't know. Biden could take all of them in Maine. And then he's at 268. But then Trump could take New Hampshire. So, I don't know. New Hampshire is like a place where everybody has guns, right? And they like their freedom. And that would put Trump over. But he needs Arizona. But that would mean him losing Michigan. I don't think he's going to lose Michigan.
I don't think
he's going to get Michigan. I think he's going to get Pennsylvania.
But it might take us a few days to find out about Pennsylvania.
And I think let's give him something.
Lizette thinks he's losing Iowa.
No, you couldn't lose Iowa. He was up in the polls, so the votes aren't already in yet. All right, this could be a likely scenario. I think it's the most likely scenario we're looking at. 308 to 320, but
it's going to be huge.
Michelle thinks
it's going to be huge. It's going to be so huge. Okay, what was it last time? Do you remember? I know. I should know because I've heard Trump spout it so many times.
All right, we're going to do that, and then we're going
to sign off, and we'll be back here. Let's say 12:30. It's 11:17 now.
Well, yeah.
Unless something big happens. Okay, I'll set up the last stream so you guys can stay in the chat.
Did Trump win 304 or 306? He won states. He won 1 district in Maine, where 306 electoral votes. 2 Texas electors did not cast their actual ballots for him, so history will record Trump as winning 304. So it could.
But he should have won 306.
Yeah.
So this is what the map looked like with Hillary Clinton. I personally do not think that Trump is going to lose states that he lost. Right now, are any of these states that went Trump, have they gone Biden?
No.
Tonight?
No.
Okay. I think this Minnesota could go Trump. Mm-hmm. That to me feels like a real possibility. And this here, Virginia, he lost that in 2016. That's close right now.
It is close.
That could gain 13 electoral votes right there. That's huge.
All right, guys. Lord, we lift it up to you.
Amen.
With your hands.
Woo!
I pray that Pennsylvania goes Trump and that there's no shenanigans out there. You expose them before it happens. Jesus name, pray, amen.
Amen. Hallelujah. All right, so enjoy. Don't watch streams that are depressing. There are so many out there.
Newsmax. I found
we're watching Newsmax. It has Sean Spicer and some other people on there. They're doing an excellent stream tonight on YouTube. So, and I know a lot of you already have the ones that you're stuck with. I'm only speaking to the people that don't have, anything else to watch. Share this stream because people still might want the updates, even though we're doing it live right now. And we'll be back roughly around 12:30 unless something big happens in between, and we'll come back. All right. God bless. Bye.
I was cold.